So, welcome again. After the interesting session about the legal requirements of the Chinese organic market, I would like to focus now a little bit more on market figures, on where is the market at the moment, how the development can be seen in future, and basically also what kind of risk factors are involved in the Chinese organic market, because we have here many international companies interested to sell to the Chinese organic market. So I think it's also important to know a bit about the challenges in this interesting but not so easy market, I would say. First of all, I give you some short figures. Organic farming, organic agriculture started in 1995, more or less, maybe a bit earlier. But it was a top-down approach. The Chinese government has been interested to develop organic farming because of possibilities to export to high-price markets, to the emerging organic markets in Europe, in North America, and in Japan. And so international certifiers started quite early to work in China in order to certify export products. And also the some of the Chinese certification bodies like OFTC have been part of this development from the early beginning, to in cooperation with the US American certification body, OCIA, so they did a lot here. So very important to understand, it was a top-down approach to really develop or participate in international markets in Europe, North America. Nowadays, we have an export value of, I would say, 350 million US dollar. Other people say 1 billion already. I would not estimate that high numbers. I'm a bit more conservative, but we can say about 350 million US dollar are exported at the moment. In the last years, there was a clear change in the Chinese organic industry to focus more on the domestic market. Because new opportunities came up due to the economic development in China, to the improvement of the economic development in China. So when the export business started, there was, let's say, no market existing no domestic market existing. Nowadays, I would say the market is between 2 and 3 billion US dollars. And others say it's already 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so there's no end. So when I see figures, I'm a bit more conservative. I would say 2 to 3 billion US dollars, but with this figure, China is already among the biggest organic markets in the world. And I have to say, when it comes to figures, of course, they are data available. CNCA, I would say they have quite good data, but these data are not available at the moment for stakeholders, I would say. But data are existing, but not available for everybody. One of the driving factors in the Chinese market have been food scandals, but I would say this is not the only driving factor. There are a complex set of, let's say, factors pushing the organic market in China. And this is why so many international companies are looking to, not only in the food market, not only in the organic food market, so many international companies are looking to the Chinese market. It's a clear development that the purchase power of the private households are going up. This is an estimation done by McKinsey. And you see here that the purchase power, in particular of the so-called upper middle class people, will increase significantly until 2020-22. With really the purchase power you need to pay for quite expensive organic food products. And the organic food products in China at the moment are very expensive. I will come to this later, are quite expensive for the normal consumer. They very often cannot afford to buy organic food products. So this is the rationale for many international companies to look to the Chinese market. But as I said, there are also, beside this development, some risk factors we have to take into consideration. Consumer awareness, very briefly. It is still very, very important to explain what are organic food products in China, what is the difference between organic food and so-called health food products, or so-called better for you products, or all these labels coming up at the moment, or claims coming up at the moment. So it's very important for the organic movement and the organic industry in China to explain the benefits of organic food products. This is a very important issue. Another issue is Chinese people have low confidence in organic food produced in China. Please correct me from the Chinese part here in the room if that is right or wrong. They have a higher confidence in foreign products in general, or in foreign organic food products, because they do not trust always into the quality assurance, into the legal, let's say, supervision work of the authorities. So they tend to buy foreign foods, and this is an opportunity, of course, for companies looking to the Chinese market, at least at the moment. I have to say that in the last 5 years, the Chinese government changed a lot and improved a lot. We have seen the database, for instance, which Mr. Schulz showed us. This is unique. We do not find this in many countries. Maybe some other countries are existing, but this is quite a good development. And they are quite strong regulations, and sometimes they are really set into force, and then it becomes even difficult for the players in the market because the costs are increasing for them. Yeah, I will go to the next. Market channels. The most important sales channel or distribution channel for organic food products, volume-wise, is the conventional retail trade, the supermarkets. There are different categories. I will not go into the details. Home delivery is very important. Internet, as we have heard from Organic Beyond, online shops are coming up. There are many existing and offering organic food. Even Deutsche Post or DHL from Germany, they have offered, they have started to sell over their internet platform organic food to China. That's quite interesting to see. There are specialty shops. The early birds in this business, they failed. We have some trials, but they were not successful economically. 2004, 5, 6, 7, there were some attempts. But some continued the business, like Loa's stores, or H quality, high quality is still in the market and is expanding, not very strongly, but step by step. There are a lot of farmers markets where certified organic food products from PGS systems, participatory guarantee systems, are offered also, which is a new trend in China coming up. There are restaurants, some in the bigger cities in the first tier, and maybe in some second tier cities, offering organic food, one dish, or maybe various dishes, or only the salads are from organic farms. Some hotels and the gift business, we have heard, Organic and Beyond is very strong in this gift business, which is not working so good anymore because of the anti-corruption policy, the new in China. So this makes this business more difficult than before. One example of an online shop, Höllekang, is one, I think, of the biggest shops. I put this picture because you see the organic milk is from United States, from USDA, in this, from Organic Valley in this case. They also have Chinese certification, and also Chinese fruits. Fruits are coming up right now. That was not the case in the past. We had only vegetables in organic quality in the Chinese market. Now also some apples and pears are coming to the markets. Which has also taken place in the part is that the retail business in principle has changed. You know, the foreign retailers have introduced organic food to China, Carrefour and Walmart and Metro a bit, but basically Carrefour in Shanghai. And then very quickly also Chinese retail companies entered the scene and developed the retail business in general. And they also concentrated on imported food, and they have also quite a large range of organic food products in their different formats. For instance, I have visited Ole and BAT in Shanghai and in other cities, and it's quite interesting how many organic food products you can find in these shops. Not all are labeled correctly, not all are certified according to the Chinese regulation, but they are put into the shelves. There is a risk, of course, for the involved companies doing like this, but it still can be seen in the market. As we have heard already, the market demand is increasing rapidly. Rapidly is increasing. The number, and this is an issue I see, of value-added food products produced in China is really limited. The conventional food processing industry has not really started to enter into the organic food business. There are some companies involved, but the big food corporations are still out of the organic business, are not really involved. So you cannot find many value-added, convenient products, in spite of the fact that the raw materials are existing in China. The raw materials in organic quality are available, but the food processing part is missing to really make value-added products out of it. And as we already said, a large amount of foreign organic products are sold as conventional. So they stick over a label with Chinese explanations according to the law, and then they stick over the organic label from the European certifier or whatever. Like this is an example of in a Carrefour shop. You can see I put the price here. It's €5 per glass. It's much more expensive than in Germany. Much more. You can buy this for €2.50 here, something like that in organic quality. This is an Italian company also working with the Chinese certification. This is a company we have here also on the podium from Töpfer. They have been the first company, foreign company in the Chinese market using the Chinese organic certification. And now I would like to enter into some of the risk factors. It is the Chinese year of the horse. And I'm not familiar with the Chinese culture very much, but I Googled a little bit and I found some information. The Chinese organic horse, it said that there are some unpredictable elements in the Chinese culture and the Chinese mind. On the other side, the Chinese horse represent also fast, noble, and constant and hard-working. And putting this into the political situation in China, there are new economic reforms on the way. The new government is doing a lot. Anti-corruption policy has been mentioned already. And nobody really knows what will be the effect at the end of the day. And to what extent this will also have an impact on the economy. And one thing is clear: in case the costs and the living costs are increasing, but in case the economic situation is getting worse, then consumers will economize more, will buy cheaper products, and then organic food products in this price category we have at the moment cannot be sold in big quantities. So the economy in China is a very important factor. You have to consider this. I mentioned this already. Prices are very high. In particular, imported products are very high. Also due to the costs involved, not only inspection and certification, but other cost factors are also existing. There are is a lot of venture capital, there is venture capital money in the organic business in China, and they have started to invest 5, 6, 7 years ago, and now the companies have to show if they are profitable. In case they are not profitable, they have spent a lot of money. In case they are not profitable, then these venture capital companies will go out of the business, and this will have an impact on the market, according to my assessment. And this we heard already, import requirements are difficult, and it is really not clear when a mutual recognition between China and European Union or between China and the United States will enter into force. And at the moment, for multi-ingredient products, as we have mentioned, it's really a challenge to get an organic certification, because you need to sell large amounts of your products in order to get back the costs you need for, you have to pay for the recertification according to the Chinese regulation. But independently from let's say, from the organic market development, I would say nowadays that the organic movement will continue in China. At the beginning of the presentation, I said it was a top-down approach from the government. Now I know that there is that this holistic concept of organic agriculture, food and lifestyle is established in China. There is a movement in China existing, coming really from the bottom. There are many young people involved in the Chinese organic business. There are also entrepreneurs who earned money in other areas. They are now committed to the organic business, to the organic movement, to the organic lifestyle. And I would say that the Chinese organic movement will have a great future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody has question now, or let's wait for the end? I think let's wait for the end now.
We can.
The lady just raised her hand.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I always have a question.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, because what you see then, what you explain is that the market is growing very fast, more than other markets. And then, I wrote it down. But all these products, almost like, it was not very, very clear for me, the percentage what you import and the percentage you produce in China. China, I think, is quite good, a lot you can produce there. And then there's, if there's so much import, then according to my is it then that organic if you get it always from so far? So that is.
I understand the point. Anyway, I think you first you want the figure. Second, you want to bring the concept of sustainability into the organic business. You know, what you mean is that because we import so much, and to some extent it's against this principle, because organic foods in general are supposed to be environmentally friendly. I mean that's a principle. But if we import so much, particularly raw primary products from abroad, let's say meat, and from Europe and from Australia to China, I think that does have an issue. I think this refers to let's say it's a necessary trade or unnecessary trade, organic trade. But I think this we can talk a bit later. Now let's listen to. Yeah. Let's talk. Let's listen to each speaker. And can you represent? Just 2 minutes, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I just give a brief introduction about me and my company. My name is Mark, and our company has been in the organic industry for 14 years, and this is a kind of a family business. And actually, we started with exporting, and but 2 or 3 years ago, we realized, we just want to concentrate more on Chinese market, because our major business is still raw material, just based on the organic corn and soybeans. So that's the kind of the foundation for organic industry. Now China, they have for example, some huge dairy manufacturer. They needed organic corn to feed their cow, so they can have organic milk. So maybe I just too much about my business. So this is a brief introduction about our company, and we are major market is still in Europe and Americans, and our major business used to be exporting organic raw material to North America and to Europe, but now maybe just like 1/3 of our business is exporting. We more concentrate on the Chinese domestic, but it's still same material, organic corn, but we sell to the Chinese big, huge dairy company. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Asmund.
Yes, my name is Osman Froysok. I'm export director of the Topdown company. We saw a picture of it here. One of the oldest and most leading companies in baby food production in Germany. We are exporting to a lot of countries around the world. And we started in China in 2008. I had my first meetings 2007. And we were as it said here, we were the first one having the CO or the organic label issued in China. We had all the time a very good cooperation with COFCC, and that was, I would say, the reason why we are so successful in China today, because we are in a niche, but this niche, and that is the point, the market is growing, and we started very, very small, and today we are the leading brand in China in organic food for babies, not only infant formula, but we have cereals, we have a lot of other products, and we are shipping over there many containers every month, and it's a quite good market for us.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Tracy from Nuremberg, China, and I'm responsible for organizing BIOFACH China, which is one of the daughter shows of BIOFACH globally. Maybe just, I think since most of you knows us, so just a little bit more about how the show develops in the market, because just now we heard a lot about how promising the Chinese market is, and as a mirror of the industry, like the trade show. So the show is now developed as the second biggest in the BIOFACH world family. So I think that means everything. Of course, we met the same problem. Such kind. Also, we met a problem with the Chinese regulations and the import issues. That we also met some problems. Have the international exhibitors as well. But what I would like to say is that as we are so involved in the industry, in different markets. So we are working together always with the local market as well as the organic producers, domestically or abroad. So just like Tupfer, I think become one of us, our exhibitor since 2010, and you are so successful. You are the leader player in this market. So we are very lucky, and we are very thankful to most of the supporters who is working with us as also the organizer COFCC. Just now they present a little bit. So we are working together, and I hope to see you soon in May this year. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your coming. My name is Xiling Yang. I'm from University of Göttingen. My research is in the field of sustainability, consumption, and lifestyle. My topic is organic consumption, and the research question is about development of organic consumption in China and the difference and similarities the consumption between Germany and China. And I'm very glad to be here and discuss with you about Chinese organic market. Thank you.
So I will start briefly with just one question to each of them, but they will answer briefly, and then we will give time to everyone. And Mark, as you said, your business mainly for export in the past, and you started to enter the Chinese domestic market since 2001. And actually the symbol of the Chinese domestic market was in 2005 when the first organic chain store was set up. It was called Old Store, but it went burst just 1 year and a half. But they actually started much earlier. And I also know that you attempted at least twice, and now you are much better, doing much better in the market. So you have experience from zero to very tough time and to the now rapidly booming time. So what's your insight from your company you can offer to the audience here?
Yeah, so I would like to say, it's really difficult at the beginning because, that time was new for us, even for, we only know that is certified products, which is suitable for US market, for European market. We think that is a good stuff, why not for Chinese? But at that time, the consumer didn't know what is organic. Why I pay more to buy it? So we totally failed, even though we started really earlier, like 2001. But we didn't make any money. Just like we just almost gave up. So that time, because we have the exporting business, so that can let our company stay in the business, not out of the business. But after Olympic game, after 2008, when Chinese people realize, we need healthy food, we need to pay more attention to ourselves. So the market is booming. Like, I'm a supplier for organic and beyond. They are doing great in the sales channel, in the consumer side, and my company is just more concentrating on the farmer side, on the cleaning side and the packing side. So we want to be stronger in domestic as well as international, but actually it's different. Chinese market is huge. You don't know where you should start. Yeah, even I'm a Chinese. Even though my company have been in this business for 14 years, I'm really confident to do business, to export my products to European, to Americans. But suddenly, you want me to open a market in China. I don't know where to start. So at the beginning, I just, just made some mistake. Just, as long as I have channel, I just try to sell through supermarket. Just every channel that I used, spending a lot of money, and got filled. So I think started from 2006. I just concentrate some big cities, which is more modern. People have more knowledge. They know why they're spending more to get organic, and they pay more attention to the health. So I started more like I work with some supermarkets, some distributors in Shanghai, in Beijing, in Guangzhou. So I start from there. So that time, the annual size that time was about like $1 million. But now it's maybe just like 30 times more. So that's my experience about how I feel in Chinese domestic market and how I feel proud about this market now. And I also looking for a good future maybe in 2004 or 2005 will be a even better year for Chinese organic market. Even though the regulation is getting is more strict, I understand, but if you want to play the game, that's true. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I myself, I lived in China since 2007. So when I went there, I just looked for food for my family. That's how I started. And not just food that is on the supermarket or organic chain store. So I went beyond, I went deeper, and at the same time I noticed there were quite a lot of imported organic products from Europe and from America. Previously I lived in Europe, so I myself, I'm also an organic consumer, so I know more or less most of the good products. And I have seen like Rapunzel, like La Selva, and there are a couple of more products enter the market, and either just withdrew or re-enter again, but still not doing very well. But the only one up to now I have noticed and really doing very well is Topfer. I think there must be something different, because I have seen this company are not doing very well. It has a lot to do with the language barrier and the culture difference, and also the very important thing, find the right partner to work together and being involved as well. I think Osmund has a lot to offer.
Yes, it's correct. It's not an easy job to work in China. It's not only to have like nice to have thing. You have to be committed when you go there. You have to do your homework, and you have to be clear what your target should be. When we started there in 2007, that was my first meetings over there. We had been exporting to many other countries before. I lived many years in Asia myself, so I knew the Asian culture. I'd been in China, Hong Kong the first time, 1973. So that's 40 years ago, and I've been traveling around, and I think that is an important factor to be successful. You have to understand the mentality. They're all different in China, different than other countries, but you have to understand a little bit, and then you need a good partner. So you have to have the work together, the synergies with what we do in Europe and what the partner can do in China. And we started very modest, it's correct. And what was for us very important at that time, we had an organic production here in Germany. 99% of our production is organic, and we wanted to export this to China. But of course, then you find that your prices are higher, and the customers have to know. And this was before the melamine scandal, so the domestic demand was still okay. But you have to tell somebody why they pay more for organic. We had a lot of workshops around the country. I went to all provinces in China with our partners, traveled around. Everybody has to do so if they shall be successful, and that turned out to be a very good way to do it today. There is a big demand for organic infant formula, and not only that, we also do cereals, we do other products in organic. So as you said, we are the leading brand today, which we are very proud of. But you have to do your homework, and you have to be there, and they need to see just showing up, being a European or an American or whatever, they like to see it. They want to be sure what they get is also real. I get every day emails from customers or from people in China. Is a product real? Is it produced? Is it fake? Etc. 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 So we do this, and I reply to them all. But sometimes we have a big office in China. We have about 400, 500, 600 people working there for us. So it's a cooperation together. But it shows it can be done well, and this organic idea, people are more and more they know more and more about it. When we started in 2007, 2008, I think not too many knew the benefit of organic, and so you have a teaching process. And of course today people like in China to buy, say, foreign baby food, in general, but of course on the top of this is the organic one. So you have to make sure, you have to travel around there, being around with the people. I go to the stores and there are always a lot of sales girls there, and I get them together and we start telling why they should tell the customers about the organic. And sometimes they go there and they ask, you know the difference? And they say no. You know, they're honest about that. But so we try to tell them, because teaching is important. And it's a sustainability, and it's, you know, it's not only that organic sounds nice on the box, but it's also, say, a way of living. It's a way of saving the agriculture. I think we can say in China there is not too much land which is really clean. It's a lot of pollution around. So people have to know the idea behind the whole system. And I think we have succeeded very well in that.
Thank you. And Tracy is the managing director of BIOFACH China. I mean, the project manager, sorry. And about BIOFACH, everyone knows about it because you are all here. And I think, but there's something special to offer from Tracy. Is there anything special program for this year?
Yes, actually, as a trade show company and as the organizer, what we are always thinking is that why you should come and how you receive, what you will receive after you come here and will you come back again. That means what, just like a project manager is always thinking about. So through our experience, we got the feedbacks from the international exhibitors before. We got, I think I have something to share with you. Just like we know the logistic problems, we know how difficult for you to handle the language problems, how to talk to the potential customers. Then, of course, at one time you come to China, you want to know more. But the first step is that even you have heard a lot from us. The first, most important thing is that you have to come to China. Go to the market, see what is happening there. Go to the stores to see how the consumers, when they choose the products, how the products are sold, and what about the competitors maybe has already been so successful. So I would say come to China as the first step. Then the second, find a good platform so that you can meet every part or every aspects of this industry, including the government, certifiers, potential traders, successful sellers, and also consumers. That's what a perfect platform can provide you all, just like us. And the second thing is try to come together maybe with other companies. That means I'm just telling our representatives in each country that please ask the organizers of your national pavilion if they are able to deliver a pavilion so that all the companies will be served by one organizer. Then that will be much easier for them to understand or to prepare. Then you know all how to do the export business better than the individual companies. Then it's much cheaper and they can help you more. For example, I can have different channels, or I can provide different platforms to present a specific company like Denmark or Taiwan. If you are coming like a big pavilion, it's also possible for us to set up a certain seminar or certain matchmaking events for you, because we are already 8th editions. We know a lot about market and we know who will be interested in the products. And the last thing is that as we are doing especially a lot of things for this special industry, I would say, we are doing more than a trade show organizer. We are not only organizing the trade show, we are trying to provide more platforms to you besides only exhibition. So we do seminars, not only in China but also here. I think today is more like a Chinese day because from the morning to the afternoon we have several seminars to discuss the similar topics. So you see how Chinese people, they want to export their products abroad and also to bring you here in our market. We are very aggressive. So, and now we are also trying to organize some visitor delegations. So from last year, we have some business delegations to Europe, and vice versa, we are doing the same to China. So if you wanted to know more information, just come to us, and we will keep in touch with each other. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Just add a little bit. I started to go to BIOFACH China since 2009 and coming here since 2010. I have seen the development. I also see some weakness and some strong points. One of the strong points of BIOFACH China is supported by the Ministry of Agriculture. As she said, they are able to bring all stakeholders of organic sector in China together. And the other thing is that from my as an individual freelancer, as an independent consultant, I'm not being hired by them. I have been to many other so-called organic and green and natural exhibitions in China, but BIOFACH China is the only organic exhibition in China. And tomorrow there's a BIOFACH World, and there's also BIOFACH China, and we'll talk about what are the products that China needs at the moment, and also about business delegates. Basically, we'll organize an organic tour, and beyond, which is bigger than the exhibition. We'll take people to see the real face of organic China, but from different stakeholders like small farm, big farms, and certifiers, and markets, normal markets, organic chains, and farmers markets, a bit of everything. This will be talked tomorrow. So now let's come to consumer behavior study, organic consumer behavior. You did a comparative study. So I would like to know the finding. I think everyone's interested in the finding how the Chinese organic consumer behave, and what's the difference between them and the German consumers, and how representative of your samples are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. I did research in July and September 2012. I have did an interview in Beijing and Fujian, which is the south of China. And the main message is the Chinese government, or in megacity like Beijing, have less trust in organic label. And the people get this organic food from different places, and the different from in German, and the people get organic food from this supermarket or the organic shop. And in China, people get the organic food from some like this online shop and the supermarket, and direct from the organic farm or organic farmer market. And yeah, in Germany, the main reason for the for buying the organic product is healthy and the sustainability, and in China is the safety and health. It is connected with the organic with the food scandal in China since 2008. And people buy more vegetables and the cereals, cocoa oil. And in Germany, people buy more this milk and the eggs. And yes, and in China, organic product as a gift is common. But in Germany, organic food as organic product as gift is not usual. And people buy organic food for more for self. And there is a lot of different things, but the same point is the market is is increasing in both market. So thanks.
Okay, thank you. I think now time for everyone. Yes, please.
I would like to ask Asmund about your experience, because you have been were in need of a lot of raw material, whether you have ever tried to buy raw material in China, or all of what you're distributing comes from abroad.
Yes, I think I can speak without this loud enough. No, we don't buy raw materials from China. Okay, we don't buy raw material from China because the baby food we are doing, say infant formula, is all from local areas in Germany, or some could be some fat from Austria. So, but it's all local. So that would be no ingredients from China in there. We do a lot of cereals, but all from Europe and Germany as much as it can be. Rice maybe from France, etc. But it's a very complex thing now today. Have organic for the farms, or for us to get organic certification. It's not easy. It was easier before, until they started with the new system to have they do not accept certificates from a supplier, so we have to bring them to the farms. When they come to me here in Germany, I have to go and see 30-40 farms, and they want to see each cow. It's very complicated. I spend 3 weeks a year with them with this. It's a good control, but of course it's a little bit complicated for us. But we don't buy raw material from China for our no, we get what we need for our product in Europe or in Germany, and that's it. I mean, formula, milk, whatever, I do not need to buy that in China. We are exporting it to China, so it's not even it's not the question which is for us relevant to buy anything, because there is it could be vitamins. China is a big producer of vitamins. That could be the only ingredients. Yeah. It's not that we do not want it, but it's not even it's not for us a topic which we are considering. Yeah.
Maybe a question for Tracy. I used to visit one of the first BIOFACHs in Shanghai.
2007?
Yeah. And since it was supported by Chinese authorities, around most of the exhibitors were certified by COFCC.
Yes, it's already changed a lot. I think if you have been to the first edition, you will find it's more like an agriculture show, I would say, because before that, most of them are farmers and only have raw materials, and most of them are very small companies who can only take 9 square meter with a share scheme. And of course, just like you mentioned, the major part was recruited by COFCC, but now it's already 8 editions, and Nürnberg Messe is growing this part with the exhibitor recruitment. Now we are setting more booths, setting more exhibitors than them, and even has bigger brand, has a larger stand. So now the biggest stand, I mean, for the individual exhibitor on our show is 90 square meter. So actually the show is looked more like a food show, or I would say we are changing even. We want to deliver the concept like a lifestyle, organic lifestyle. So actually the show looks totally different from the shows before.
Do you have an idea how many Chinese certificates are represented there?
You mean for the certifiers? Actually, we only have the leading certifiers, because altogether we have 23, and we have COFCC as the organizer. And for other ones like EcoCert, OFDC, EMO, and WIT, and I think CERES as well, and we are working with about 10 of them. OTIDC, yes, about 10.
Maybe have promoted like the fashion
Thank you. I think everyone here probably will have their views as well, but I want to say something about this. The organic sector starts very differently in China from here. And also from their experience, you know, they have to do a lot of work in terms of communication with consumers. In fact, not only with consumers in China, you have to communicate, have to preach, have to educate also organic producers. And this is very different from the situation here. Here, the consumer bases were already there when the real market started. Well, China, we started the market, and we have some products there, but the consumers were not there. So at the very beginning, it was very difficult. Even now, it's still difficult. And we had some meetings this afternoon as well internally. We were also talking about this issue, how to solve, how to, in relatively short time, how to solve this issue of bottleneck of the market. And basically, every producer here is also a consumer, but we often in China, we would say consumer. We don't really look at producers don't really look at themselves. We say if every producer is a consumer, organic consumer, believing really organic lifestyle, and not just we get these products and they can be sold as high as how much and they can make a lot of money. I think the market will be a lot easier, will be a lot smoother. But I think that takes time because we started late and we start differently, and we need to make. The business must be made, and then so we can learn. So we need time, but we also need help. Based on Udo's presentation talking about processed food in China, very little organic processed food. This is also not bottleneck in terms of because we don't have enough variety. We do have a lot of demand, but we don't have variety. But one factor why we don't have conventional food producers going into this, not just because economy, because even the food, normal food industry in China started very late. We had a tradition of making everything at home in the past. Very few people buy things from outside because I grew up through that period. And so when the food industry started in China, everything was already there. All the chemicals were there, and we just could put them into it. I think many of the conventional producers, they even don't know how to make. Even some organic producers, I asked them, they don't know how to make products without additives, let's say without MSG. I started everything was when I bought the seaweed snack, and it's made with the MSG added. It was not written, but I called them, they told me they put them inside. Last year I was there, the same producer produced these products with all the added in products are organic, let's say organic dried shiitake mushroom in place of MSG. So the industry is learning. I think people are also learning. And we have this farmers market, which is really booming. And there are a lot of lightly processed products are being produced by small producers now. But they are consumed very quickly. They are fresh products. I think the real industry will take some time. The real processed food, organic food industry will take some time. But the one thing is we can do is that some products are suitable for the Chinese market, bring them to the Chinese market, and in the right time, please come to China to manufacture there. Thank you. That's what I want to promote.
That was a good.
Thank you. I don't know. Anyone have a more question, or you have something to add? Anyone have something to say now? Or we just finish? I think it's quite late. Thank you for everyone, and I hope for whatever reason, just for visit or being interested in the market, come to China. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.